Chapter 8.4, Classifying Triangles. So there are two ways to classify triangles. We can either classify triangles by their angles, or we can classify triangles by their sides. So the three kinds of angles are acute, less than 90 degrees, obtuse, greater than 90 degrees, or right, exactly 90 degrees. The three sides are equilateral, isosceles, and scalene. Equilateral means just that, equal. All three sides are equal. They have three equal sides. An isosceles has two equal sides. Two of the sides of the triangle are the same length. And a scalene has no equal sides, or each side is a different length. Now, we also talk about congruent segments. Congruent means the same. So an equilateral triangle has three congruent sides. An isosceles triangle has two congruent sides or segments. And a scalene triangle has no congruent segments. So here in example 1, we're going to classify each triangle simply by its angles. So this first triangle, 54 degrees, 36 degrees, 90 degrees. You're always going to use the greatest angle. So in this case, the greatest angle is 90 degrees. So we know that A is a right triangle. And I'm just going to use the triangle symbol. You need to write out the word triangle, but for time's sake, I'm going to use the symbol. Okay, B, we see 20 degrees and 30 degrees as two acute triangles, but again, we go with the greatest angle, which is 130 degrees. So this is an obtuse triangle. Finally, here in example C, we have 50, 70, and 60. Well, 70 is my greatest angle. It is acute, it's less than 90 degrees. So this is an acute triangle. Okay, in example 2, we need to find the value of x in degrees. So I know that the triangle, the measure of a triangle is 180 degrees. So my three angles need to add up to 180 degrees. I see this right angle here, so I know that that is a right triangle, or 90 degrees. So if I add 90 degrees plus 20 degrees plus x, it will equal 180 degrees. Well, 90 plus 20 is 110 degrees plus x equals 180. Notice that I'm doing the math mentally, but I'm still showing my steps. I did not write out 90 plus 20. I just did it in my head, but I still showed that that equaled 110 degrees. I'm going to subtract 110 degrees from both sides. And x equals 70 degrees. Now another way that I can do this, if I know this is 90 degrees, and my whole triangle has to equal 180, then this 20 degrees plus this x have to equal the other 90 degrees. Well, 90 minus 20 is 70, and there's another way to come up with your 70 degrees. Either method works as long as you are showing your steps. How did you get there? Okay? Now, example 3 is going to classify each triangle by its sides. So, here in example A, I see that these two are congruent. Now notice these little lines that I'm putting in here. When you see little lines going through the side, it means any side with that little line through it is congruent, is the same length. So even if you don't see a number for the measurement, you still know that these are the same length. So when I have two sides that are the same, that is an isosceles triangle. Down here in B, I see measures of 3.5, 5.5, and 8. None of those are the same. None of them are congruent. Therefore, it is a scalene triangle. Again, in this example, we're looking just at the lengths of the sides. We're not paying attention to the angles at all. Okay, example C, I see that all three of my sides have these little lines through it, meaning all three are congruent or equal. So therefore this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so you can classify angles by their sides. You can classify them by their angles. You can also combine them. If I wanted to take a look at this triangle, all three of these angles are acute. So this would be an acute isosceles triangle. This angle here is the largest. It's obtuse. So this would be an obtuse scalene triangle. And whenever you have an equilateral triangle, whenever the sides are congruent, then the angles are also congruent. So that would be just called an equilateral triangle. You would never have an obtuse equilateral triangle. The angles aren't enough. Okay, each of these actually equals 60 degrees. 60, 60, and 60. Okay? All right, that's it for examples. Complete your QCs and CYU, and I will answer questions the next time I see you.